morning. Good morning. So by my best estimates, it's going to be a 12-hour day. 5 to 5. Which is actually just going to be 11 and a half hours. But I might stay a couple minutes over, just to round it out. Because I'm at 42 right now. 12, it'll get me to 54, but then I'll have Saturday, and I'll probably show up, well, I don't know, because we've got tonight to think about too, tonight being the Friday night stream. There's so many ways that God blesses us. But, this is just a positive reframing that just hit my mind. Maybe sometimes we're not just complaining. In a dissatisfaction of our circumstances could possibly be a godly thing. It could be a recognition of the fallen nature of our world. And sometimes the regulars that I'll be inviting, the purposes and the purpose of the Friday night stream. So good things are in store as far as that goes, and in short, less of a debate forum or anything like that. Definitely still philosophy, definitely still fun, definitely still theorizing, discussing, obviously disagree, and we're gonna be as drama free as possible. That's the plan. It's my plan. So, what time this Friday? Sorry about the breaking up. It does happen. But thank you for letting me know so that I can repeat myself. So tonight, probably 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. 7:30-ish Central Standard Time. And, we'll work on a topic throughout the day, and if you want to be part of the stream tonight, several ways you can do that. You can join patreon.com/gospelbearer. You can send me an email, many videos. So paypal.me/DevinJump, DevinJump. And that's the exact same name that's in my email at Gmail. So, because that's who I am. But paypal.me/DevinJump is my PayPal. And it's also my email. So that should be pretty easy. without the paypal.me/part would be my email. Talking to one of which I have a lot of experience with and a lot to say about. And it's really cool how God brings us together for in ways that we wouldn't be able to find each other, you know. I don't know. I'm just saying it's cool how timing works. But good discussion. I'm calling. No. I can't read that crazy long word. London Town? No. Nope. No, I've never heard of that. Excuse me. All right, let me address the topic. When our best, or even our best. As you well know, our best before God is meaningless. We can't do anything that really results in something that He's impressed by. What He desires is our obedience. We can't say like, I shouted from mountaintop and 15 million people became Christians. Look at me. I'm so great. Obviously that's, nonsense. We can't say I started a company and I fed 1.9 billion homeless people every day. God, look at how cool I am and amazing. We can't say, God, I came up with the cure for cancer, and I also eradicated homosexuality from the face of the planet. There's literally, obviously these are just absurd examples, but there's nothing we can do that's going to impress Him. What He desires. What He desires is our obedience. And that's sufficient. You know why that's sufficient? If you don't think that's very much, you might not know who God is. If you think that's insufficient, you probably don't know who God is. So just think about it this way. Obedience to God will be the easiest burden of your life. It won't be the easiest thing you've ever done, but it will be the easiest burden of your life. So consider that. There's a death of yourself, of your own will, and so on, when we acknowledge His and submit ourselves to Him. Unfortunately, that's not what was on my mind when I set said the words "even our best." I had something else on mind, but I wanted to at least share those words and share that encouragement before I got on to speaking of the idea of even our best. Stuff takes time. So here's what I was thinking as I was talking about my hours. As the Bible says, obedience is greater than sacrifice. And we have to remind ourselves of this over and over and over again. It's a relevant life practice as well. But here's what I was saying. So I'm at so I'm at 42 hours right now. So I'm at 42. Just think in terms of $20 bills. Every hour of overtime is a $20 bill. If I needed to make an extra $500, how much overtime is that? That's 25 hours. So if I needed an extra $500 in a week, extremely unlikely. I say extremely unlikely. This week is probably the most likely for that to happen, because I'll be at 54, and then 65 is a pretty long way away. That'd be 11 hours on Saturday. That's extremely unlikely. It really is. I don't know what it is about Saturdays, but things are just a mess at work. But anyway, if I needed to make an extra $500, it is kind of interesting that it's there. That I would need to do 65 hours, which when you factor in drive time, that's it's like 75 hours, basically. 75 hours away from home. Alrighty. It's a little nauseating. Sorry, so let me clarify one of the things, or not clarify, just update you. I mentioned praying for my oldest daughter. It appears that some prayers have been answered. The doctor was confident that it's allergy related. There did not appear to be any fluid on her ears or other damage, the eardrums and all of that. I can't tell. I don't like colloquialisms. Most of them annoy me desperately, and that is one of them. Even though I say it, but it's just colloquialism. I don't even want to say it. I can't tell you blah blah blah. I can tell you that the way that her hearing was reduced was probably 70% reduction. The way I'm talking right now, my volume, she couldn't hear in the same room. I had to talk like this in order for her to truly hear what I was saying. Same with my wife. Or she was basically getting to the point where she was reading lips and stuff. fluctuates. Both my daughters have allergy situation. One of them has a recurring vomiting when she's been outside the day before. She'll like vomit the next day, and that's been explained, cyclical vomiting syndrome or something or other. Obviously, not obviously, but there's not a diagnosis as far as that goes, but you all know about the doctors and diagnoses, and it's all when it comes to things like allergies, and some of the stuff is emphatic, but not all of medicine and doctor work is emphatic or provable beyond a shadow of a doubt, you know what I mean? So it's those elements of medicine that are very frustrating for people. It's like, hey, this is a compound fracture. Oh, is it, doctor? That's what you say. I'm going to go get another opinion. Okay, well, unnecessary, right? There are elements of medicine and stuff that are without question. But there's other areas that there's a lot more guesswork involved. So I just want to share that it's going to take a little bit of allergy medication or something or other, and probably some natural stuff too. And we're just thankful there's not damage to her ears from that doctor's observations. So that's good. So $500 is a pretty large, but let's say you're planning on doing something and this needs to happen. Well, you need to plan earlier, and just do an extra 5 hours every week for 5 weeks. It's a lot easier. Yeah. And then it begs the question as to whether or not you have 5 weeks. Do you even have 5 weeks to do such a thing? Well, I'm not saying I need $500. I mean, I need like $150,000. Really? I don't know. I don't need it. That would be the most depressing amount of money to receive, because it wouldn't be mine. Settle out some of the debts, but a good 100,000 of that would just be instantly gone. Not depressing at all, I guess. I mean, being relieved of the burden of nonsense debt would definitely be worth it. What does $500 have to do with that? It's a good question. It's a good question. I don't know. But I was just thinking, I'm working, so I have been doing about 50 hours for months, many months, and it was the minimum I needed to work in order to survive, and I've been doing it in order to make it, because working 40 hours won't pay the bills, won't feed my family. So I've been working the overtime, and it's been expected from leadership for a long time now. since about February, it's been an expectation that everybody's working overtime, which is a blessing and tiring. And more so than that, forget the way I feel about it. It's the fact that daily, especially over the past 1 or 2 months, daily, my children are saying to my wife, and I've mentioned this before, but I miss Daddy. When, I want to spend more time with Daddy. Daily, this is happening. They're drawing pictures of Daddy at work. It's just, it's one of those things that's like, I'm doing what's necessary, and the consequence is this. It would always be that way, more than like to some degree. Even the 40 hours. Even the working at home, that doesn't solve anything. When you're working at home, it's even more confusing, because then it's, well, he's here, but he can't, or he won't pay attention to me, even though he's here. There's, work is always going to separate us to some degree. Now, the exception to that is the way that your children can be incorporated in your work. And in which case, if I do end up getting the job regarding the stay-at-home situation, and I would hold on to that long term. And as I told the owner, I said I would stay with the business as long as it was still a business. Why? Well, because I've been looking for a stay-at-home situation that was stable and would pay the bills for an extremely long time, and an area where I could have elbow room to improve, develop, and grow. And the thing that makes me different than most other people is I don't want to develop myself so that I can go be eligible for Berkshire Hathaway or whatever nonsense out there. I just want to be used and make money. Or, when I say make money, make a living. It's not about the money, obviously. But the back to the subject of incorporating my children in my work, if I did that, I would be able to teach them some of the things that I'm interested in teaching them. And that would be like operating spreadsheets, developing databases, data management, customer relations, conflict resolution, customer fulfillment, satisfaction, all that stuff. Probably repeated myself there, but those are life skills. Seriously, those are some life skills. Those are transferable skills to thousands of occupations, especially in regard to Excel, that many people don't want to touch with a 10-foot pole. I can make Excel sing. I can make it sing you a song, metaphorically speaking. My knowledge of Excel has increased over the past year, and it continues to. Now that I'm well capable of many automations with VBA, doing all sorts of different things with VBA, I feel much more confident to say that I'm an expert and that if it can be done, I can do it. So, anyway, that's something that's a lot more reasonable and possible if what was I gonna say? Yeah, if I'm doing the work from home thing. All I was saying is, if I work 40, I'm at 42, I'm going to work another 12 hours today. It's going to be 54. That 4 hours over what I need to survive translates to $80. $80. Because it's overtime pay. You know, I don't make $20 an hour. My overtime pay is 20, 21. But taxes. So, $80, but then I'll work on Saturday. It'll likely be 6 to 8 hours. So let's just say it's 7. We'll do 7. 7 and 4 is 11. 11 is $220. So $220 extra. Well, it's nothing to sneeze at. You know, don't get me wrong. It's nothing to sneeze at. But when all week I'm waking up long before my family is up, and all week I'm pretty much going to bed almost immediately after getting home, think about it. You know, that's kind of where it goes. Is the $220, was it worth it? Did it compensate appropriately for the cost of the result of being with your family to the degree you were? And then, well, it's just, you know, a season. So, I started out talking about Even Our Best in regards to God. The funny / interesting thing about Even Our Best in regards to like practical living is you put a lot into one direction, and there is a balance to things in life. Not all things, but to things like this. You put in the time, you get the money, but you lose something else. You put your time into your family, and you lose something else. So it's a constant struggle. It's a constant battle to discover where you're going to invest at this time. Remember when Microsoft Office was free? And by free, do you mean included in a purchase of a PC? Yes, it was just there. Free as in, yeah, I mean, so was Windows to some degree, but Popo getting their Waffle House on. Anyway, I mean, I don't. At that point in time, when Microsoft Office was just included on every PC, just because it was like it was part of Windows. I know what you're talking about. It's just I'm trying to remember if they still sold it at the store. I feel like I remember a point in time where I looked at Microsoft Office on the shelf and I was like, but why though? Why would somebody buy that? Now I look at Microsoft Office on the shelf and I go, but why though? Why would somebody buy that? Because I've used OpenOffice for years, and I don't know about Sheets, OpenOffice Sheets versus Microsoft Excel. And I don't know about the robustness between the two. You know, you want to imagine that maybe Excel is slightly more robust, can handle more, but on the other hand, maybe that's not the case. I don't know. I'm sure there's somebody that's benchmarked each program and compared them. So, anyway. Here we go, loop-de-loo. I'm almost to work. I always think it's so weird when people are bicycling or jogging at 4 or something in the morning. What time is it? I'm going to clock in right at 5, just like everybody else. Not everybody else. Half of my team, well, not half, a portion of my team that I work on has 5 a.m. employees, and another larger portion has the 8:30 spot. And I keep on showing up at all these different times, and my coworkers are looking at me going, it's like you just show up whenever you want. I'm like, yeah, your point? How many hours did you put in? Oh yeah? 51? That's amazing. That's amazing. I was at 51 on Friday. How many hours did you put in? Oh, I did 46. Oh, you did 46 hours? That's very impressive. Very impressive. I broke 40 hours on Thursday. Just a little too much sarcasm. Gotta stay away from the starcasm, guys. Stay away from starcasm. It'll really ruin your day. Anyway, I've got some ideas for tonight's stream. So again, just to wrap things up, if you watch this, you heard in the beginning, I'll say it again. PayPal.me/DevinJump, DEVINJUMP. Gospel Bearer is the name for Patreon, so patreon.com/gospelbearer. And then the Streamlabs thing that you can see right in the top of your screen. But that's more for just fun super chats during the stream. Let's see. Those are different ways to support me and to... and you can always email me. And I explained how you could email me. So you can always do that too. No purchase necessary. Isn't that the nice way to do it? No purchase necessary. Alrighty. Have a good life. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. Read the Bible. Read the Bible. Keep reading. You get angry? Keep reading. When you fall in love, keep reading. When you're sad, keep reading. When you're happy, definitely keep reading. It's the times that we're actually feeling the best that we should read the Bible the most. Because the only thing that's going to increase our true happiness is obedience and faithfulness. I'll see you guys.